Welcome to Anime Sensei, guys, and today's topic promises to be mind-blowing. So, before we begin, remember to subscribe if you haven't yet, and press that bell icon to stay updated of all the new content we're creating. And beware for the following spoilers. "10. Devilman Crybaby. In his first transformation, he rages and goes out of control, falling into the pits of despair, sadness, rage, and anger, rising out as the Devilman Crybaby, slaughtering every single demon in vicinity. This show is, the least to say, bloody and gruesome. It has so much death and sadness with a lot of characters dying. The main character himself feels a lot of sorrow and sadness as well as rage for not being able to save them. In his Devilman form, he's ruthless and unforgiving, and rarely in control of himself. 9. Malgakuen. Remember this name well, as it is the name of the demon lord that gave up his life to save the world from senseless bloodshed and slaughter. Growing weary of the war, he decided to end it by separating the realms for good with some help, but he still did most of the heavy lifting. Now reincarnated, he finds out that he was erased from history and replaced by some imposter, thrown into a conspiracy led by the humans, well, technically a human singular, that was too damn angry to just drop and die. Anos has to do what any demon lord in his place will, and go join the academy to become a demon king candidate the old-fashioned way and retrieve his true place amongst all demons, revealing the imposter lord. "8. Diate 5Bu de Battle. Time to put on the big boy pants and explain just exactly how the powers of this guy work. You see, he can have whatever power he wants, just on one condition. The one facing him must think of it. Kinda confusing, right? I'll make it easier for you. Let's consider you're up against me and I convinced you that my power is the ability to transform into a dragon. The moment you visualize it in your head, I can actually materialize as a dragon in front of you. It works for weapons too. Just like the Mega Man style blaster, he made his opponent imagine that he used to blast him the hell away from him. The way he inserts the ideas into his opponent's mind is no less than brilliant. Anyone other than him in this ability would have been obsolete. However, in the MC's hand, he can turn it into a weapon of mass destruction. 7. Tears to Tiara. Tears to Tiara is an example of what an action, adventure, fantasy should be. The world building is magnificent and the pacing is great. A tiny island rises up in battle against the great holy empire that has spread its tentacles far and wide, conquering many other kingdoms. How will the Gale tribe fare in this battle that feels like suicide? The priestess, Rhiannon, is kidnapped and to be sacrificed to the Demon King. However, her brother shows up at the scene and rescues her. The Demon King, Aron, has already appeared before them, hiding his identity, and together with other warriors from the island, they'll pick up their arms against the great empire to defend their land. 6. Chrono Crusade. What better way to earn the ire and hatred of everyone than by abandoning them? Chrono used to be a demon from the demon race, chose to go against his own race and follow his friend Aeon's beliefs, which they later on split up for different ideals. Nevertheless, Chrono is still hated by all the demons and counted as a traitor that needs to be put down on sight. Breaking off his demon horns and losing his powers didn't help his case either. And if that isn't enough, he even kills Magdalene, the woman he loves, and is imprisoned in a tomb for 50 years. 5. Isekai wa Smartphone Totomo ni. Toya Mochizuki is accidentally struck by lightning and is killed by God. He's later reincarnated into a different world with a favor from the divine power, his smartphone. Sometime later, it's revealed that Toya's body was created with the divine realm's material, which provides him increased physical and magical abilities. He also has a higher chance of casting all magic and can even cast null magic. So, being as overpowered as he is, he becomes even more overpowered as the series goes on. He becomes the sole king of Brunhild Dukedom, right as he achieves sovereignty over land in between the Kingdom of Belfast and Regulus Empire. He also becomes engaged to literally each and every one of the kingdom's princesses, and marries all 9 of his fiancées. It doesn't end here. He then becomes the master of the Babylon sisters, and all of their Babylonian structures, and even their creator named Regina Babylon. Afterwards, he becomes the king of spirits. You'd think this was it, but he awakens his god powers. He becomes an adopted grandchild of the world god, and becomes a low-ranking god himself. Four, Kyukai no Kanata. The story starts off with an unusual girl named Mirai. She belongs to a certain clan of spirit world warriors and is the sole survivor. She possesses the ability to manipulate her blood into weapons. That's why it's her job to hunt down creatures called yomu, who are the result of negative human emotions. One day she comes across a rare case. It's a half-human, half-yomu named Akihito. And even though she tries to take him out, she can't because the man in question is immortal. Since that day, they both form an unusual kind of friendship, where Mirai tries to kill him whenever she can, but fails. Later, Akihito also makes Mirai join a literature club, and there she meets two other spirit world warriors. They all become really good friends, but little do they know about the upcoming threat that they have no choice but to face. Three, the case study of Vanitas. Vampire action, blood and gore, scintillating animation, and a deeply rich plot. This 2021 anime is really good. The Legend of Vanitas, Vampire of the Blue Moon, is one that strikes fear into the hearts of vampires. His cursed grimoire is now in the hands of a human doctor who calls himself Vanitas, much to the surprise of Noe Archivist. This Vanitas and Noe begin to explore the dark world of vampires full of many mysteries. A raging illness surfaces that can only be cured when the doctor uses the grimoire to recover the vampire's true name. Politics abound in this historical vampire shonen, and the witty dialogue and comedic back and forth between the main characters is sure to leave a smile on your face. 2. Bakano. Like I said earlier, the numbers here mean nothing. This guy might be the weakest immortal person on this list yet. He was born in the 1910s and orphaned at the age of 10. Later on, he was picked up by the head of the Martillo family after he attempts to rob him. In the year 1930, at the age of 18, Firo gained his immortality by mistaking the immortality elixir for alcohol. One, Kinja no Mego. This 2019 anime is a perfect blend of action and comedy. Merlin Wolford is a hero in the kingdom of Earlshide. He retires and decides to live a quiet life raising an orphan in the woods. The orphan is a grown man who was transported into this world, however still retains his previous memory. The orphan, Shin, is highly talented in magic spells and martial arts, and as he gets older, he becomes socially awkward. The anime follows Shin trying to integrate into society and interact with other teenagers. And with this, we conclude our video. If you enjoyed this list, I want you to smash that thumbs up button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe and press that bell icon to keep you notified of all our new videos. Also, comment down below on the anime you liked the most on this list, and if you're planning to watch any of them. And if you have any suggestions, place them in the comments as well. Until next time, see ya! I'm keeping on rewatch. Hunter, I freak out. When I'm in my room, you should keep out. I'm a ghost in the shell, push through hell like gun grave. That's a story to tell if you.